Today I am reviewing the Byrna CL, the compact launcher, and I'm going to be doing 3 tests. A penetration test, a distance test, and of course a pain test. Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Frank Latella. I am a firearms instructor, self-defense instructor, and I own a gun store in South Florida. This is the 4th video that I'm doing on the Byrna. Each one was a different model, with the most popular being this one right here. I'm also going to link each video in the description of this one so that you can go back and watch them if you choose. All right, before I open this up, I want to take just a few seconds and say that I created a free online course coming up consisting of hand-to-hand self-defense, firearms, knife defenses, and use of force. The course will be released once this channel hits 3,000 subscribers. When you're watching this video, we may already be there. If not, please do us a favor and subscribe. It's completely free. The best way to be notified once that course launches is to hit the notification bell. This will give you an alert when that course drops. All right, it's time. We're going to take this out. Same type of box as the full-size Byrna that it comes in. All right, here's what we have. Here's what we have. So we have our magazine. We do not have a manual safety on it like the other one. It's lightweight. You know, if I'm being honest, it kind of gives me High Point vibes. If you're familiar with the High Point handgun, how it's like very large on top. That's kind of funny, but definitely cool, right? We have our magazine, 5 rounds. Comes with 2 magazines. All right, we have our little certification that it was assembled with pride. We have our warning label. We have our regular tag. We have 2 CO2 canisters. And we have 3 tubes of ammo. 2 of the kinetic projectiles. The kinetic is the one that hits you and hurts, but it does not explode. We have 2 of those. And it comes with a pro training projectile, which is similar to the pepper ball, but this is inert. So it's, you know, if you shoot it at something, you might see the powder just for the sake of training, but it's not, there's no actual pepper in it. They sell that separately. So this video is 100% what I want to speak about. I'm not affiliated with Byrna. They're not paying me. In fact, I bought this out of pocket through Lipsy's, which is a firearm wholesaler. It's not a site that's open to the public. You can see on the invoice how it says our business name, Boynton Guns. So you can be assured that this video is authentic. If you take a look at the specs, you can see that the Byrna CL is much more expensive than the other 2. The energy density is the same as the full-size LE, which I think is great. So you get more punch behind it. So if you decide to get one, I'd recommend getting the kit so you get everything that I just showed with it, minus the pepper balls. Those you have to buy separate. So just a quick comparison when it comes to the firearm to the Byrna. Right? So if I take my Glock 48 and I take my Byrna CL, the 48 is very similar to the 43X. The difference between the 2 is we have this cutoff on the 43X. So when I hold these 2 side to side as even as I can, you could tell they're virtually the same. And by virtually, I mean this we have roughly 7 inches on that, okay? Now, as far as weight, right? Obviously, the firearm is going to hold a little bit more weight because we have that steel slide. So if I were to put my gun, my magazine, and my ammo, I have 11 rounds. It's a 10-round magazine plus 1. We have the weight of this Glock. Now, by me moving this out of the way, and I have my CL launcher, I have the magazine in, I have the 5 rounds that it comes with, and then the CO2 canister. So that's a common question I get. Well, you know, if I compare it to a gun, about what size is it? Byrna compares it in their advertising towards the size of a smartphone. So they say, well, it's the size of an average smartphone as far as width, and 2 smartphones wide. Now, in my opinion, that would be a large, like the large iPhone with a case on it, right? It's not the smallest thing. But I'm going to push this Glock aside right now, and we're going to just stay on the less lethal launcher. So comparing these two as far as size goes, if I'm doing the same thing, let's put the magazines in. Let's put the magazines in, and we're going like this. From end to end, there is a big difference here. Now let's look at the width. There's also a pretty big difference here, okay? Overall length on this guy, roughly 8, okay? Now, let's toss it on here just for fun. It takes different ammo, but I'm just gonna, same size magazine, larger CO2. So we have the weight on that. All right. A couple quick key features. This one is very minimalist, right? It's a sleek gun, and I think it's designed the way it is just so it's not going to snag on anything if you're carrying concealed. One thing about the video that I made initially about this Byrna LE is the safety. It's like, I hate the safety on it. You know, I'm used to shooting Glocks, so I'm not a fan of it. And they had that whole pull pierce technology where you put it on safe, you shoot it, you take it off safe, you fire so that you get more velocity. Notice on this one, there is no safety. My thought is they may have done it for the size. When there's less moving parts, they can tighten things up. I think that's the main reason. So that being said, there's really no choice but to sacrifice the velocity on that first round, which was my initial argument. I said, I don't think it's a very safe thing, and I'd rather sacrifice the velocity on the first. So that being said, that's how this is set up. When I did my first video, the moment I've held this, I said nobody's going to carry this concealed on them. Byrna made holsters, but I knew no one was going to carry it. Now, maybe it's a marketing thing, or maybe they took the feedback from their customers and then they came out with this one. And I do see a lot of people I assume, will be carrying this concealed. I really believe that. Now, when it comes to carrying concealed, you need something that's comfortable, right? If it's digging into your side, if you have to wear jeans in every day just in order to carry, it might deter you from doing so. So the fact that it's smaller is a great thing, but what you're wearing and how you're carrying makes a difference. So I love to be comfortable, right? The Glock 48 is my everyday carry gun, which is why I have it right here. So I want to show you what I'm wearing. This might come into play if you like to wear shorts as well. So this is made by Arrowhead Tactical, right? They have some pockets on it. We have the zipper pockets in the back. It's got the drawstring It's very stretchy. You see that? You can't feel it, but I can feel it. Excellent material. This is the 7-inch seam. They make it 5, 7, and 11. The cool part is this. I'm carrying my gun, and it stays put. If I need to draw, I can draw, and it's not going anywhere. What's cool about it is these are called carrier shorts. They make them in pants as well, the joggers. They support your holster, so you don't have to go out and buy new holsters, right? The way that I have it, I can take that holster out. Now, if you were to buy Byrna's holster, you would then be able to carry that. Honestly, even without the holster, it's not moving too much. So let me put this guy right back in. Very easy, very comfy. Okay. I like these. You might like them too. If so, go to their site. It's arrowheadtacticalapparel.com. I have a coupon code. It's my name, Frank Latella. Save a little bit of cash. This way you can carry your gun or your Byrna on you. It is time for the first test, which is the penetration test. When I tested, I compared the Byrna LE to the Pistol made by Defense Innovation. I did the cardboard test and I stacked up 8 pieces, right? 8 pieces of cardboard. So these are not, they're not squished together. They're kind of resting. You can see how they're moving a little bit. And it's maybe an inch, a little bit more than an inch. 8 pieces of cardboard. Now, the first Byrna, it went right through all 8. I didn't think it would. Now, I was initially saying, well, maybe I'll put 10 for this one, but to give it a fair comparison, I'm going to keep it like so. So let's load this guy up. So we have the 61 caliber kinetic projectiles. Now let's compare that to this one. I think this is 68. I'll double check. Okay, clearly a different size, but you know, they're made of the same thing. So I'm loading it into that magazine. Remember last time it almost hit me, so I'm going to do this one a little bit slower. Oh, there it goes. Oh, there it is. Okay. I remember now, the front part has to come out. Now, if it's this part of the magazine acts as the tool that I'm going to use to tighten it up. CO2 goes in. Notice it is a smaller size, 8 gram, 12 gram. So we're putting the 8 gram in. I'm going to tighten it by hand at first. Okay, and then I'm going to give it a little more. Right about there. I'm not going to over tighten it. It looks like it's in. And at this point, my magazine comes through. And if it's the same as the last one, this loaded chamber indicator should pop right up like this. So now, because there's no safety on it, it should be ready to fire. This is my first time shooting it, so we're going to see. All right. We're going to put this cardboard. Come on, let's take a walk. We're going down here. Put that down for a second. I'm going to move this guy because this is going to be for our distance test. I have my 8 pieces. There's my ammo can. I'm going to slide this through, aim for the center, and see what happens. Let me actually push this ammo a little bit further back so that there is some space for the projectile to exit that 8th piece of cardboard. Okay, now I'm going to go to what is about 3 yards. We're going to say about 9 feet. Lower myself down so I'm the same height as this target. Nice slow shot. One thing that is decent about this, it reminds me of the sights on the Smith & Wesson Performance. You have the green in the back and the red in the front. So here we go. I should be wearing eye protection right now, so pray for me. All right, it went high. Could be just me, first time shooting it. It went high, and it did not go through all 8. I'm going to do it again. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. There is 4. All right, you can see it right here. And it did definitely dent the next one. So what I'm going to do is I have to aim lower. And let's push it back there a little bit just so. All right, let's give that a go. All right, same thing, same distance, aim a little bit lower. Okay. All right, that's much better. Now I think, look at that. That was a good one. Right here, it dented, and this isn't solid. It did dent that ammo can, and I think it would have went all the way through if it wasn't there. I'm going to go ahead and give it one more. The reason I put it here was just so it wouldn't crack this and ruin the mat, but this is in the name of science. So I'm going to try to pop it out, and there we go. We're pushing it right about here. I think that's going to be good. So now it has the back, and notice how it's tilted a little bit. So if I can hit right here, let's do one final penetration test. Regardless, it's going through. All right. It's all the way through. It's all the way through. And it rolled here. So I'd say on that first shot, first and second, I may have given Byrna the unfair disadvantage by putting that behind it. So it went through. All right, so it passed the penetration test. Now for the distance test. We are told that there is a 60-foot effective range, and the performance is based on room temperature conditions. Okay. Question is, what do they mean by effective? Will it physically make it from point A to point B that's 60 feet apart? Because effective might be different from accurate. Because your average self-defense distance is close, where we were for that first round. Let's just say we have to shoot a little further. We're going to cut that in half. I'm going to say 30 feet is where I'm doing this test. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear that bad boy to 0. I'm going to start from here, and I'm going to roll it on back 30 feet. Cone back just a little bit. There's my 30. Okay. Now I need my Byrna. I have one round left from before. Oh, look, another one. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to aim for center mass. You have that oval in the center. Since I have been shooting high, it might go a little higher, but it is what it is. So I'm going to take this nice and slow. All right, that one definitely pulled high left. We have one more in here. Let me adjust, focus on those sights. Yeah, it's shooting high for sure. I'm going to do this 2 more times. I'm going to go ahead, and even though my sights are on target, I'm going to come down just a little bit. Maybe it's me and not the gun. So we're going to go ahead, aiming for center mass, aiming a little bit lower this time. All right, that was in the center, but still much higher. This is shooting super low. I meant to say super high. All right, let's check it out. Okay, these two were from before. This was the first shot of that sequence, and then this one was here. So the Byrna is shooting high. It's shooting high for sure. Are you likely going to have to shoot at that distance for self-defense? No. You're going to pull that trigger as many times as you can until the threat is neutralized. Now, when we talk about neutralizing the threat, this is just a piece of paper. That was cardboard before, but I'm going to go ahead and put my skin on the line one more time and get hit by this. All right, so before I do this test, it needs to be as accurate as possible, as scientific as possible. So that means I'm taking out the old CO2, putting in this unpierced CO2 in there. We're going to close it up. We're going to close it up. Use a little twist here at the end. Now, because I want full velocity, I'm going to pull the trigger one time without anything in it. Now it's pierced. Okay? Now I'm putting one single round in. All right, we have that round in here, and we have the magazine set. All right, last time I did this, I got hit, and some of you thought I had some padding, some body armor underneath. So I'm going to have to, in the name of science, take it direct on the skin. Now, I'm sure there's going to be some people concerned about the hair, giving it some padding. I should have shaved, so that might help. All right, and I'm trusting Alex to have good accuracy. Let's do it. All right. Definitely a little spicy. Definitely a little spicy. I feel it. I'll say straight up, it hurt. Just like in my previous video. It hurt, but this is less lethal. Somebody who is angry, somebody who wants to hurt you and has the will to do so and is generally tough, they'll keep coming at you. If you really need to stop somebody, you need to hit him in the face, the neck, or the groin. But be careful, that could turn that less lethal launcher into deadly force. So you have to be careful, be responsible when you're using it. The pepper ball, if I were to get hit with the pepper ball like I did in that previous video, the inert one, on soft tissue, it's not going to cloud. Now, if Alex had the pepper ball and he wanted to disorient me, he would shoot to the wall next to me to explode it and cause that cloud to come in. So right now, can you grab that camera and give the audience what they came here for? All right. So that baby right there definitely left a mark. I'm going to wait, let's say 30 minutes. Then I'm going to come back and do another recording or take a picture of it. And then in one day, tomorrow, I'm going to do the same thing, give you a little update on how it is. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It matters what the result is. You could see I was standing there. Granted, I knew it was coming. I tensed up my core a little bit, and boom, I got hit. I was expecting it. If I was completely caught off guard, provoking somebody, and I come close to them and they shoot me, I would probably freak out and not know what it was. And because the Byrna is black, because it resembles a firearm, I might actually think I just got shot. Maybe I'd run. Or maybe I'd say, holy shit, this guy's trying to kill me, and I shoot back. I'm saying this stuff just to get your minds rolling, get your minds thinking. Let's get a little bit closer. I'm going to have to definitely disinfect that. All right, so we're about 30 minutes in, and kind of looks the same. It stings, not super bad. One thing I am noticing is a big welt right around here. So my plan is to disinfect it, clean it, bandage it, put some ice around it to try to deal with the swelling, and I'm going to give a 24-hour follow-up. All right, 24-hour update. The Band-Aid coming off is probably going to hurt more than the Byrna. Here we go. You know, one thing I realized after the fact is that I forgot to put on my eye protection. Super unsafe. I was so zoned in on, all right, this is about to hurt, forgot to put it on. So obviously don't get hit with that at home, but if you are crazy enough to do so, at least put eye protection on. My overall thoughts. I think the compact launcher is the best Byrna product. Yes, we can compare it to firearms and say, well, there's more stopping power, but this is less lethal, right? So we have to understand its place. It's designed to be what it is. The fact that it's small enough to carry concealed, I think, is a great thing. Now, who would benefit the most out of it? You might be watching this and say, I think it's terrible, I don't want it. Okay, so then you don't buy it. But there will be people, for example, someone who is just not into firearms, whether you're left leaning and you say, I don't like guns, and you choose to get this, whether you are a prohibited person according to the ATF, you're a felon, you have some history behind you, whether it's domestic violence or mental health or the use of drugs, recent DUI, anything like that. But prohibited doesn't just mean you got in trouble in the past. You could be underage, right? Some states are different. In Florida, 21 years or older to buy a handgun. Maybe you're 18, 19, right? You buy one of these, it's a good tool in between. Maybe you are a parent and you have a younger kid who occasionally has to be home alone for a short amount of time. Having something like this could be seen as a benefit. So if you think the Byrna product's right for you, I would definitely go with the compact launcher. It is a little bit more expensive. And in my opinion, the only reason is because it's a good product and a lot of people want it. Supply and demand. Byrna has good marketing and they know how to make money. So that's the truth. It's smaller, which means less material goes into it. There's no manual safety, less material goes into it, but they're charging more. Why? Because they know you want it. Do you see that image right here? I know you do, and I encourage you to click it. That will subscribe you to this channel. There's no fee to subscribe because I have a lot of excellent videos coming up, including my free online course. So subscribe to the channel to be notified. Be safe, okay? Survival cannot be outsourced. You are your own first responder.